Hey Orchard Hill, this is Brian coming to you from the Worship Center here at Grundy County campus. We are getting ready for you. I know the question of the day is when will we be reopening? And the answer to that is that we have been reopening. We've taken a kind of a phased approach to that, as Doug mentioned last week. But the question I think really for most of us is when will we be able to gather again in person on Sunday morning? Well, we are making plans for that, and I want to just jump into some of those details for you. You need to know that each campus is a little bit different, and so you'll need to pay attention as we move forward through this process, kind of what's happening where you are. So here in Grundy County, this Sunday we're inviting a limited number of people, basically our staff and their families, and a few board members and their families, and some key volunteers. We're trying to get ready for people to return, and so we're looking together to get some feedback, to learn some things so that we can set up. We actually set up the sanctuary in a different format, so we're socially distanced between rows, and so just some things that we want to learn as we go along. So we're going to be doing that this Sunday, and then we're going to do that again looking at June 28th with another group of people just to learn some more things so that by July 12th we'll be ready for you to welcome you back. So look for the 12th. That'll be the time where we will be back in person fully as a campus here in Grundy County. In Cedar Falls, the timeline for that is just a little bit different given the circumstances in Blackhawk versus Grundy, and so the plan there is on June 28th for there to be an in-person experience with, again, limited people, staff, board members, a few key volunteers, just to learn and to figure out some things so that we can get ready. They're going to do that again likely on July 12th, and hopefully with that be ready to go maybe mid-July, maybe the 19th or so. So look for those details as they come out and as they come forward. And then in Waverly, Waverly is just a little bit different experience, partly because we are using middle school auditorium there, and the school board decided this week that they would not allow outside groups to use the building or facilities until the end of July. And so we're looking at August at the earliest and trying to figure that out. But stay tuned, Waverly. Hopefully the day will be coming soon where you can gather in person as well. In the meantime, just know that we are reopening in other ways, that groups are beginning to use our buildings and facilities. Staff are moving back into their offices, and some things are happening. In fact, here in Grundy County, we've had different groups utilize the building, and we're looking forward to more, are planning those things in the day ahead. In Cedar Falls, we had our first group use the facility this last Sunday. It was the Picnic in the Park crew. They needed to remake some sandwiches, and so they jumped in, and they had a great experience handing out sandwiches Sunday down in Waterloo, and that is moving forward as a ministry, and so maybe you want to get involved with that. We also know that VBS is happening. VBS pickup was yesterday in Cedar Falls, and I know that they're going to have a great experience for kids and families, and they kick off this Sunday. It's a virtual experience, but hands-on for those kids and families, and so I know that that will be a great time for them. We're also moving forward with VBS plans in Grundy County at the end of July. It will be an in-person, kind of a one-night series of one-night events for different groups of kids and families, and so you'll want to pay attention to some details coming forward with that as well. I also want to give you a quick update on the Global Leadership Summit. That's something that we have hosted for years. It's going to be a virtual experience. We still need to register individually, and so you can do that through a website. I just know that it's been 13 weeks since we've gathered and seen each other in person on a Sunday morning, and we've been through an incredible amount as a nation, as a world, as a church body. And so I've been reflecting on a verse this morning. It's from 1 Peter 3, verse 8. And I think it's a good word of encouragement for us today as we kind of think about moving forward and who we are as a church body. It says, finally, all of you have unity of mind, sympathy, brotherly love, and a tender heart and a humble mind. You know, we've never been through this stuff before. I know our communities are hurting after this George Floyd death. We're trying to navigate a pandemic. We're trying to figure all of this out. And so if we can stay united together, if we can remember what it means to love one another, if we can remember to stay humble and learners, I think that would go a long ways in this season. So we look forward to seeing you. Thanks for paying attention. Thanks for jumping in. Take care. Have a good rest of your week. And we'll be updating you more as details come forward. Thanks.